This is called the call. Akin to, in the Buddhist tradition, the bell of mindfulness. Akin in the Zen tradition to the whack of the master. Akin in the Muslim tradition to Allahu Akbar, which in English means God is great. That's always the call to prayer. That's always the call to return to. So Rumi says, forget your life. Forget your life. Say, God is great.
God is great.
Get up. You think you know what time it is? It's time to pray. You've created so many little idols. Too many. Don't knock on any random door like a beggar. Reach your long hand out to another door. Beyond where you go on the street. That's why we show up in our houses of worship weekly. To reach not only our hands, but every cell of our bodies beyond where we usually live in our consciousness. Do you ever find that you get a little bogged down in the stuff of life? Let's have a show of hands for who has ever had that experience. Yes. The mind can be so at the ready to jump in and tell us some fiction. And it is indeed fiction. Some version of not enough. Some version of not good enough. Some version of a false sense of a separate self. And the solution to that is always love. It's always divine love. Because whatever appears to be missing or not present in great enough quantity is always some version of not enough divine love. You know, it's a fascinating thing how this works. And I have been a student my whole life of, well, how does this work? How does it really work? That's what I want to know. So on the one hand, the divine presence is absolutely transcendent and way beyond what our minds can conjure. Ineffable, unnameable. And that divine presence is tremendously imminent. Right in the nitty-gritty of our lives. In an infinite, absolutely infinite kaleidoscope of qualities. And the sacred prayers, the sacred phrases, the divine names from all the world's great traditions give us access to those qualities. At my hermitage, I have this little keypad on the door to the garage with a secret code that when I punch it in, the door opens. Just like that, because I know the code. And that is indeed the way it works, for real and for sure, in those unseen realms. That when we have the code, the door opens. And human beings throughout the course of time have discovered that sound is the bridge between the seen and the unseen realms. We use sacred sound to open up that door. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about how to use these sounds here today in Hebrew, in Arabic, and our participation together is an invitation to every cell in our body to be in deep attunement with the source, so that whatever particular quality is needed, you can access it. It's kind of like a homeopathic, you know? It's very subtle and very specific. Yeah. All right. So I do know that in your usual service, you have a greeting, a time to greet one another, and it was really delightful just to be hanging out and saying hello to you as you came in. And if I didn't get a chance to greet you then, and let's make sure we do that at the other end of the service. But I was so touched by the juiciness and the liveliness with which you greeted one another, that you guys like hanging out together. And that would seem to me to be rather a prerequisite for worship. Yeah. So we're going to do a particular kind of a greeting dance, if you will, a greeting time, a greeting song, the vibration of which is, the quality of which is a love that is so vast, it's beyond the mind's comprehension to understand, but absolutely within the capability of the heart to experience. And this prayer, which carries the sound code of this vibration, has been like a snowball rolling down the hill over the generations, over the centuries, over the millennia. The more people have sung it, the juicier it gets. Yeah. So, here we go. So this is in Hebrew, and I'm going to teach it to you. Repeat after me. Ahava. Ahava. And really feel that. Ah. Ah. Ahava. Ahava. Rabba. Rabba. Ahava. Rabba. Ahava. Rabba. Ahaftanu. Ahaftanu. Ahava. Ahava. Rabba. Rabba. Ahava. Rabba. Ahaftanu. Ahava. Rabba. Ahaftanu. Awesome. So, let's sing it. And then I'll teach you the second part, which is in English. So it goes like this. Sing with me. One more time. Now the English part. With a great love, God has loved us. Sing that. With a great love, God has loved us. That whole phrase. With a great love, God has loved us. Awesome. Okay. So, no, I need you. Oh. So here's how we're going to do this. On the English phrase, with a great love, God has loved us. And notice that it's not like a wimpy love or a mediocre love or once in a while kind of a love. It's a great love. So we want to embody that with every fiber of our being. So we're going to greet one of our congregation members and face them. Okay, so now I suppose I should announce. Could you please turn your cell phones on? Thank you. All right. So here's how we're going to do it. You're going to look this beautiful being in the eye, and the truth is all beings, we're all the same. We all want the same thing. We want to experience that we are indeed loved with this great love, and that whatever it is we need, it is ever present at the ready. So here's what you're going to do. With a great love, God has loved us. And then you're going to kind of dance around and find someone else to do this. And then you're going to find someone else. With a great love, God has loved us. And keep going. Okay, everybody got the drill? So stand up. Wait a minute. All right. No, I told you. So stand up. All right. So, on the Hebrew part, we're going to dance around and then get yourself in position to find a friend and go for it. Yeah! With a great love. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's warm in here.